Welcome to Super Excel Training and Coaching. My name is Steve Huang. In this channel, I help you to solve the real-life Excel challenges, problems. If you do encounter Excel problems, challenge at work, you're welcome to contact me using the link in the description under this video. I will try best to help you within my available time. This video is a part 2 about how to automate inventory obsolescence calculation. If you haven't watched the part 1 video yet, you may want to use the link below to watch the part 1 video. In the part 1 video, I talk about how I coached Jennifer to help her to solve the problem so she does not need to manually adjust the formula, and the new formula will calculate everything automatically. And this part 2, we took one step further to look at how we can accomplish the same objective even without using that original 2 blocks of 24-month structure. Now, let me show you this Excel file. In this file, Jennifer was calculating the inventory obsolescence. We have input sheet over here, and we have output sheet over here. There are products that have expiry date, which are in column U over here, and we know how many inventory they have on hand. And for their company's customer, could be retailers or distributors, they require the inventory must have 12 months of shelf life. So if the inventory will expire in, say, 6 months, then their customer do not want to buy from them. They want to buy products have at least 12 months of shelf life. So Jennifer needs to calculate for each of those products how many units of inventory that will be short dated within the first 12 months, and how many units of inventory will be short dated in the 13 months and beyond. Now, when she used the word short dated, it does not mean the inventory will expire. It just means the inventory does not have 12 months of shelf life. She did many formula in the input sheet, some additional calculation over here to assist her to get the final result. And over here, she created 2 blocks. Each block have 24 months. The second block also have 24 months. In the first block, she used formula to come up with the inventory would be short dated in those months. So those are like a sum if function taking data from the input sheet over here. So those are the quantity will be short dated if we're not shipping anything out to our customers. But of course, the company are always selling to the customers, so every month they'll be shipping out certain amount to the customers. In the second block, then this way she calculates the inventory will be short dated in those months by considering how much they would ship to the customers. And here she has the forecasted monthly shipment. So she will compare the inventory at that time and how much they will ship within those months to see if they have any inventory left over that will be short dated, because now it has less than 12 months of inventory, then they could ship to the customer anymore. So we did that by doing those 2 blocks to help us to do that calculation. But is that necessary to do this? If we don't have to see them in the structure, we just need to have this total summary for that first 12 months and for the 13 and beyond month, how many units to be short dated, then we don't have to do this way. We don't need to create those 2 blocks of 24 columns. We can turn it around to have this not in this horizontal way, but have those to be calculated directly in the input data over here. We can calculate them just down over here. That's what I want to show you in this video. So we still have to do the same thing as over here. Basically, we're going to have one calculation to calculate in which month how many inventory units will be short dated without considering the shipment. And then have another calculation to show if we do consider the shipment within those months, how many inventory will be short dated. Let's look at the input data over here. Jennifer has already did some additional calculation on the side over here. So we don't necessarily need to use the data over here. What we really need here is we need to know the item number. We need to know how many months those inventory will become short dated. So this 10 means in 10 months, this inventory, so in column V, that amount, 3,103 units of inventory will be short dated. Then we cannot ship to customer anymore. And she actually has some other condition about the shipment types. Some of those may be yes, some might be no, even though they still have a long shelf life. So she has already done some for me here to show what are those shippable inventory. For this purpose, we just need to have the item number, the shippable amount, and month to ship grouping. Let me change the color to blue, and I can hide the other column that I don't need. Now, before we can do this, we'll have first to sort the table. As you can see over here, when we do the calculation, we'll have to consider the previous weeks of inventory and shipment. So we're always going from the earlier short date inventory to later ones. So the data over here, we'll have to first sort it based on the expiration date from earliest to latest. So let me select the range, go to Data tab, go to Sort, and my data has headers. I will sort by the item number first, from A to Z, that's fine, and then add a level. Then sort by the expiration date from oldest to the newest. I have all those item number as text over here, so those two choices, which one don't matter. So now I have the data sorted. Then I can do the formulas on the side to calculate how many units will be short dated in which month. Now, there's one more thing we need in this table, which we don't have, which is a forecasted monthly shipment, which is available in the output sheet over here. So I'm going to do a lookup to find this number and put that over, maybe over here. So just call that forecast monthly shipment. Let me make this column a little bit wider. So I will do a VLOOKUP looking for this item number from the previous sheet from those three columns, absolute between third column and comma 0. And I'm getting an NA because I'm doing exact match. In this case, those item number here are, looks like those are text. And then the item number over here, those are actual numbers. So I need to change this from text number by using a value function against that item number, so that we change into number, then can find a match. Oh, I didn't get what I want. So value function against A6 output, A9 to G16, give me the third column. Okay, it's not really the third column, even though appear to be. So it's actually A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G is the seventh column. So let's go to the change to seventh column instead of the third column. That gave me the forecasted monthly shipment. Now, to save the memory, I'm going to actually copy, paste as values, so it doesn't take a lot of space over here in my file. Now I have that, I'm going to actually hide those columns that I do not need. I don't need those columns anymore. I'm going to hide that. And even those columns I don't really need for this purpose. So let me hide that. So that's all I need. I'm going to format on the side to show how many units of inventory will be short dated. So we already have how many months that inventory will be short dated. But we'll have the same product, the same item appear many times because we have many batch, many bin storing those inventory. And we need to show just one amount, one inventory amount for one single week. I don't want to have the inventory in different row of the same week. Like this one over here, this product 456. We have so many batches with so many units, they will be short dated in the 19th month. I do not want to have all of those in those 7 separate rows. I want them to show up only in one single row, in this one single row to show the total amount of all of those number. I want to show all those 11,007 units to be in one single row. Then later I can easily calculate in each month how many units will be short dated. So that means I have the need to transform the data, not to have those amount to show up in all those rows of the same week. Like when I have week 19 appear so many times, I want those inventory amount to appear in the last instance of that week 19 to show up over here. This way, later we can do the short dated inventory calculation based on just that one single number in that one single cell, rather than to deal with those 7 cells over here. So how can we have those total amount to show up in one single cell and showing in the last instance of that month? We need to first identify how many instances do we have for each month of the same product. And then we'll put that total amount into the last instance of that month. So let me remove this. First, I'm going to try to use the formula to create a serial number to tell me this week 16 of that 1 to 3 products, this is the first instance. And this one, that's the first instance of product 1 to 3 in month 19. And this is the second instance of product 1 to 3 in the month of 19. That can be done by using a COUNTIFS function. So let me give this a label, instance number. I'm going to do a COUNTIFS function. I will count from actually one cell before my first record over here. In that range, my criteria will be only the one equal to this 1 to 3 product number. And I also want to evaluate all those month number, and only the one equal to this 16. That's one I want to count. Now, I do plan to copy this formula down to other row, and copy the formula down to other row. I wish this formula will always counting from the row number 5 all the way down. So I want the beginning cell, the row number to be locked. So I will lock that 5 and this 5 over here. And I will leave the ending cell row number to be open so that can change. So with that formula, with that reference, I will enter. This gave me 1. That means this is the first time this 1 to 3 and 16 appeared in that range so far. I will copy this formula down. You see, actually, let me make my screen a little bit bigger, make it easier for you to see. So this is the first instance of that 1, 2, 3 with month 19. And this is the second instance of that 1, 2, 3 month 19. And down below, we have this one appear 7 times. So for the product 4, 5, 6 in month 19, we have 7 records. This is 7th one. So later, we want to put all those quantity over here into the last one over here. Now, how do we know which one is the last one? Like for this, that 2 will be last one. And for this, that 7th instant will be last one. So basically, the largest instant number for that product, that will be last one. So now we need to identify that largest instant number. And that will be done by a MAXIFS function. So let me put this label over here, largest instance number. And the formula will be a MAXIFS function. We want to identify for each product in each specific month, what's the largest number? Like this 1, 2, 3 in month 19, the largest instant number is that 2. So now we are going to do this MAXIFS function. We are going to do max against those instance number. My criteria will be 2 criteria. The item number, they have to equal to this item number over here. And the month number, they have to equal to this month number over here. So close the bracket, enter. Now copy that formula all the way down. You see for product 1, 2, 3 in month 19, the largest instant is 2, which is this one. And if we go down to this one over here, which appear 7 times, the largest number is 7. So now for those largest instance, which is the very bottom record of that item that month, I want to show that total inventory quantity. Like for this product 4, 5, 6, we'll have so many inventory quantity. I want to show all those amount in the last one over here. So being the last one, that's when where the instance number is the same as my largest instance number. In that situation, I want to sum all the quantity for that product in that month. So for those that are not the last instance over there, I don't want to do anything. I want to give them 0. So I can do an if function, say if those two numbers are the same, I will sum all the quantity for that product that month. Otherwise, just give me 0. And that sum will be sum if function was summing only for this particular product in that particular month. So now let's get this inventory amount, inventory quantity. My formula will be if this instance number equal to the largest instance number, then I will do my sum if function. I will sum those shippable amount if the item number equal to this particular item, and if the month number equal to this particular month, then I'll do in sum if function, close bracket. Now, when those two numbers are not the same, then I want to return 0. So comma 0, close bracket. And now copy the formula down. You will see for those having 7 records over here of the same product in the same month, will only show the total amount in the last one. For the other one, we just show 0. So now having this, that means we have by product, by month number, one single inventory quantity. And then we can calculate how many of those inventory quantity will be short dated based on this monthly shipment forecast. and based on which month they are going to be short dated. For the first one over here, this inventory of 623 units will be short dated in the 16th month. So at that time, are we going to have any inventory left over to be short dated? Let's look at how much we need to ship within the 16th month. So that will be using the 16th month times the monthly shipment by average. We're going to ship like 89,000 units, and we have only 623 units will be short dated in that month. That means all that inventory will be used to fulfill those shipments. We won't have anything left over. If this is a big number, bigger than that, then we are going to have some inventory left over, which will be short dated because they have less than 12 months of shelf life. So to show that short dated amount, I will do a max function to compare the inventory with that shipment amount. So I'm going to do this max function to use this inventory minus that shipment amount. And then comma, my second number will be just 0. So I'm doing a max function against those two numbers. The first number is use the inventory, subtract how many units we're going to ship within those months. And second number will be 0. When this number calculated to be a positive number, that means we do have inventory left over, which will become short dated. So the max function will give me the large number of the two. When this is positive, that number will be returned. So that's the short dated quantity. When this number is negative, in this case, it will be because the inventory is only 623 units, but we're going to ship like 89,000 something within that 60 months. So this will be negative. When it's negative, then the max function will give us the large number, which will be 0. That means we don't have anything to be short dated. With this formula, I gave me 0, which is all good. Now, if I copy the formula down, we are going to have some issues. Let me use maybe this product 234 as one example. This product 234 have 398 units of inventory, will be short dated in the 16th month. Then we'll have another 12,770 units to be short dated in the 19th month. So for the first one over here, that's all fine. We use that inventory of 398, subtract that 16 month times the monthly shipment, and that will give me a negative number. The max function will return the 0, which is fine. But when we come to over here we're using that 12,770 units of inventory to subtract the 19 month, and each month will ship 6,719 units to come up with a large number. Here, this is not right because we're not using just that inventory to fulfill that 19 month of shipment. Because this inventory 398 over here will be used early on to fulfill the shipment. Here, our formula did not consider what inventory being used already before this one. So the formula is not correct. And here we have 3,149 units of inventory, which will be short dated in month 8. And here we calculate already. In month 8, we will ship so many units. And compared to inventory we have, we are going to have 349 units to be left over, which will be short dated. That means when we come to over here to calculate the short dated amount in the 19th month, we're going to use not only this 11,007 units to compare to the shipment within the 19th month, but we have factored in earlier we have this 3,149 units. Some of those actually being used to fulfill the shipment. We should use the inventory not only this month, but the inventory from earlier month will be short dated to add them together to compare to the 19th month. So for now, for this one, I'm going to change this first number to be not just this one single month, but to look at all those previous months, how much inventory we have that can be used to fulfill the shipment within those 19 months. So I need to add this number with that number together, and that will be done by a SUMIFS function. I will sum only for this product up to this row, from the earlier row up to this row. So this will be a SUMIFS function. Let me put a colon bracket first over here, so later I don't forget. I need to sum those shippable amount, which is the column Y over here. I will sum that from the very beginning up to this point. So I need to go up to, actually I need to go one row above the first row, because later when I copy that formula to the first row over here, I still want the formula to work, then I need to sum from one row above that. So sum that with the criteria of the item number. So let me go down, just take all the item number up to this row. They have to equal to this item number in this row. My second criteria, now, do I have second criteria? No, I don't. So I just need to make sure I sum all those inventory quantity for this product up to this row. Yeah, that's right. So this formula, later we can copy this to all the other row. And when copy the formula, I wish this range always start from the row number 5 and ending at the row where my formula is. So I need to make the range, the beginning cell, the row number to be locked. So this 5 will be locked, and this 5 will be locked too. So with that, that will include all the inventory before this point. So let me enter. Now, if you remember from the part 1 video, you may realize this number actually is not correct, because this number is using that 3,149 plus 11,007 units together to fulfill the shipment within that 19 months. Based on each month, we can ship 350 units. That's not correct. As look at here earlier, out of those 3,149 units, only 2,800 are being used. We have 349 are not being used because in that month 8, we only to ship 2,800 units. So we have 349 units to be short dated, we did not use. So that means when we do this calculation, we shall not just use that inventory up to that point to compare to the 19 months of shipments. We need to do that, subtract any short dated amount for this product early on. So now we have to subtract those short dated amount for this product before this row 28. So now I have to do another SUMIFS function. So subtract another SUMIFS function. Let me put my colon bracket here too. So in this function, I'm going to sum the short dated amount. So from here all the way down to the one row before my current formula cell. My formula is in the row 28, so I need to go down to 27, and then comma. My criteria will be the item number, also from row number 5, going down to the current, not current, going to one row above my current formula cell to 27, and they have to equal to this 4, 5, 6 being this product. So we're summing those short date amount for this product up to this point. Now, when I copy the formula up or down to other row, I want this range to be always starting from row number 5, but the ending cell, the 27, will be changing. So I need to make this 5 to be locked, and this 5 to be locked, and the ending cell 27 will be open, so that can change. This 828 should be open, that can change. So now with that formula, we're using all the inventory up to this week, subtract some of the inventory be short-dated already, which means they're not being used to fulfill the shipment. Do that to minus what we will ship within those 19 months. So that gives us the balance. If that balance is a positive number, then that will be the short-dated amount. If that's negative, that means we don't have anything left over, then we don't have short-dated amount. So the max function will give us the 0. So that's the correct answer, 7,157. Now I can copy that formula to the rest. And now that will use the same logic to calculate. So now this result will be actually very much a similar result as we did in the other way in the part 1 video. In the part 1 video, we'll have those to be calculated like horizontally. You see we have that 7157 in the month 19 for that product. And here we have the same thing, 7157 in the month 19 and 349 being short dated in the month of 8, which will have that over here too. So it's the same result, but we don't have to list the results over here in this horizontal manner to show every single month. We just use the data we're given for those months we have inventory. We are doing the same calculation. So once you have that, then we can just sum the result for those items. So let me copy those item number to a new sheet. Let me make them a little bit bigger. So for those less than 12 months and more than 12 months, we are going to do the formulas on the side over here. So how many units would be short dated? So equal sign SUMIFS function. I'm going to sum this column Z, and for the item number equal to, I'm not going to switch back and forth to set that item number. I'm going to actually put a dummy number 1 over here. You can see my formula from formula bar. I'm going to put a dummy number 1 over here. Later, I will change that 1 to the real item number because I have a few more things I have to do over here. So, comma, then have some criteria. The criteria will be the month to ship, which is column K. They have to be less than, oh, let me put a double quote, less than or equal to 12. Again, you can see my formula from here. It's a little bit small, but once I enter, you can see formula over here that will be bigger for you to see. Now, we're saying we'll sum that column Z, which are those short-dated inventory. The product has to equal to this product. Let me change this dummy number 1 to this real item number in B12. And the K, which are those months, they have to be less than or equal to 12. So copy that formula down. We'll have those amount. Now for the greater than 12 months, will be similar formula. Let me just copy this formula, copy the content of this formula, and paste over here. Then I can change that criteria from less than or equal to 12 to greater than 12. And copy the formula down, then we get the corresponding result. If we compare that to what we have over here, let me copy those results here. I'm going to paste them as value. So this way, they will be the value, not the formulas, which have different reference and give it different results. So paste as values. So you can see this giving us the same result as we did in the other way. So if we don't need to see those results by month in this manner, we don't have to have the 2 blocks of 24 months over here, which take a lot of space. Even in this scenario, if we want to see how many of those are short dated in which month, that can be done easily with a pivot table or doing some other formulas. So this is to show you how we can accomplish the same objective, but doing it a different way. We don't necessarily need to have the 2 blocks of 24 months to assist us to do that calculation. We can do that vertically. I hope you have learned a lot from this video. If you have any questions or any comments, please comment below this video, and I will answer all your comments or questions you may have. And if you do encounter Excel challenges at work and having some difficulty to complete certain things, please contact me using the link in the description under this video. I will try best to help you.